Hello again. Welcome to my tutorials on using SketchUp for schools. I'm also going to incorporate SketchUp Make and SketchUp Pro in this conversation, especially today, because of some differences I see in the program that are really bothersome to me. There are definitely things I use on a very regular basis that don't seem to be available on SketchUp for schools, and that's going to basically mean that my students are going to have to create something in SketchUp for schools, and then we're going to have to open it in my SketchUp Pro in order to be able to do certain things. This is potentially going to be an issue. But for the moment, we're going to move forward, and I'll talk about those in a moment. Today, we're going to be drawing accurately, which means we're going to do something similar to what we did last time, but we're going to do it with more accuracy. We're going to learn about how to do things in specific measurements in SketchUp. You should be aware that I intend to scaffold as we go, which means that last time around we talked about using the line tool and doing so in a very specific way. Well, now we're going to be still using the line tool, but we're going to be doing it accurately. And then the next time around, I try to incorporate previous lessons into the new lessons to try to get them a little bit more solidified in your mind. All right, so step one, we're going to go once again to decimal inches. I'm going to click on that a couple times. That should work. I'm going to delete the lady here. And I'm going to take a moment to talk to you about the difference here. And this is SketchUp Make right here. In SketchUp Make, I can go to Camera, Standard Views, Top. And I do that all the time when I'm working because it brings me to a straight up position, Camera, Standard Views, Top. It brings me to a position where I'm looking completely and 100% perfectly down on my screen. And it appears from, and somebody can certainly tell me in my comments, it's the first time I've ever said that in YouTube, where and how to do that in SketchUp for schools. I know that I can scroll and pan and so forth, but that's not really accurate. Let's go back to SketchUp for schools here and continue on with the assignment for the day, or the lesson for today. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a very specifically sized object. I'm going to actually create very specific measurements that I would have you follow along. My students are definitely going to have to follow along precisely with this, but for the purposes of you guys, I just want you to practice kind of following along with me. I'm going to grab this pencil line here like we did before. I'm going to click somewhere down here near the origin. That's the origin right there, as it tells you origin. Click somewhere down here near the origin. I'm not going to click on the origin, by the way, because if you do that, the lines are going to kind of get lost in there. So I'm going to move a little bit away from the origin. I'm going to click once. You'll see that I'm kind of moving. I'm going to move in the green direction, and I'm going to, you can do two different things. One, I can click, take my hand off the mouse, and then I can type a measurement, say like 25, enter. Now, that looks like it almost disappeared. You can't see anything. The reason for that is we are way, way, way up in the air. The line I just made is 25 inches long, which makes it over 2 feet long, but it looks like it's almost nothing there. Like you can't even see it behind that dot. But that's because of the fact that, and this is where, let's see. Not this one. That's the move tool. This is where, once again, I go to look for a tool and I don't see it. I'm just going to zoom in on it for right now. That's another tool that I don't see here. It would be here, possibly, but I don't think so. No. No, it is somewhere in here. Hopefully it's in here somewhere. I'll show you the tool I'm looking for. In here, if I were to do that, what I was looking for is this one right here, which is a zoom extents, which basically zooms the entire thing into your section. So if you have this thing way out here and you drew a line, oh, I can't see it at all, you can click on there. It's going to bring everything on your screen into your area. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, but I don't seem to be able to do that. I'm not sure where that is. I don't know if it exists on here. Once again, feel free to tell me in the comment section. All right. One way or the other, I've got a 25-inch line here, and if I take the tape measure and I check it, you'll see that it is, in fact, 25 inches long. Okay, I'm going to Control Z so I can start over again from the beginning. I'm going to come in here closer to the origin. I'm going to click here. going to go in the green direction 25 inches, enter. Now, I actually did something a little different there. I went over to the right, or I went up green, typed 25, enter, and it moved me 25 inches. I'm going to move over to the right now and click 25, enter, and it's going to take me 25 inches. Now, you might remember last time I was doing this, I said you go this way and you can click, which is true, and type 25, enter, and it's going to adjust that, whatever the last thing you did is. See, this is why it really bothers me that I can't just view straight down on top of it, because it's a lot harder to get this accurately looking straight down on it. All right, so the first three measurements were 25 in the green direction, 25 in the red direction, 25 in the green direction again. This time around, we're going to go with 33, enter, and we're going to come down, say 12, enter, over this way, 63, enter. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm being random here at the moment. I'm going to come down, 7, enter. I'm going to come over this way in the red direction, like 7, enter, down this way. Let's go 30, enter, and then come over this way. We'll go over 50, enter, down this way, 15, enter, and then we're going to line up the last two. So I'm going to pause here, come down here, and then go here, and then there. Now, we have this shape here. This shape is going to have very specific measurements, and if you've done everything that I asked you to do, your shape should look exactly the same as this. We're going to check to see whether or not it is in fact the same as you do yours. But mostly what I want you to recognize here is that you can click, move in a certain direction, take your hand off the mouse. You'll see that I haven't clicked anywhere. I just move in a certain direction and then type a number. I'm not going to click down at the bottom of the screen anymore. I'm just going to type a number, 7, enter, and it's going to move 7 inches. The reason it's moving 7 inches is because I chose decimal inches in the beginning. If I had chose decimal feet and I'd done that, then it would have moved 7 feet. If I'd done millimeters, it would have gone millimeters, and so forth. Anyways, so back to where we are here with this shape right here. I don't remember what all these numbers are, but we're about to find out. I'm going to go to the tape measure here, and I'm going to click on this thing, which is the dimensions thing. I'm going to click on this line. I'm going to choose a line. That's interesting. This is showing up as two different lines because of the fact that I started it and ended it, which really bothers me. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to hold the shift key and I'm going to select this one down here. Then I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to choose this one, and hopefully it did not. That is really annoying. All right, well anyways, we're going to do it this way then. 25. You know what I'm going to do? Control-Z. I'm going to delete these two lines and I'm going to redraw the line. And you should do the same thing so that you can have your work look just like this. I'm going to do the dimension thing, and now I can grab it. So that should now be 39 inches. And I'm going to grab this one. There we go. Come up. This should be 25 inches. This one is 25 inches. That one is 33 inches. And I'm basically going to make my way all the way around here. And then I'm going to leave my thing up here, and then I'm going to have you pause your work and compare all these numbers and make sure that everything came out just the way it was supposed to. I want you to notice that if I click on the middle of this thing, it doesn't work right. It's allowing me to create a line of varying different lengths, and actually I'm clicking, so I'm not sure what it's just telling me this measurement, which is annoying. So make sure that when you're hovering, it's turning that line blue, as you can see. I'm going to create all these different measurements. And these are all things that I typed in. This is basically what got left over. So in the end, this one right here looks like 64 inches. Okay? So this is basically what I'm looking for. Now I crossed this line at some point, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it just the way it is. And take this, and that's your lesson for the day. Is basically, or for the moment, I'm not sure how many of the lessons you're doing right now, But this is your second lesson, is to draw lines and learn how to draw lines accurately in very specific lengths. All right, and that's the end of our second video. I hope it was straightforward and easy for you to follow. Try to keep these fairly short and simple. If you happen to have any information about the camera standard views that you can do here in SketchUp Make, or parallel projection, perspective, two-point perspective, these are all things that I don't see how to do on SketchUp for Schools. If you are aware of any tricks for that, feel free to let me know. There could very well be keystrokes, but I don't know them. Zoom extents is another one that I don't seem to see how to do. If you're aware of those and any of those pieces of information, feel free to let me know, and I'll include them in the future. Thanks for coming along today. Have a good day.